You're neurotic, and how to stop or at least minimize that behavior. Okay, hello, welcome to another episode of Keeping the Conversation Alive. I hope you are well today. And it's a big one. Well, they're all big ones, aren't they? Big subjects, rather than a little ditty one. But this is a little ditty one, and a big. Yeah, it's big. So, you're new to neurotic. So, uh, and this isn't a trigger warning or anything like that. It's probably probably a realism. So, I'm interested going back through the surveys that some people haven't taken the test, the self-esteem test, and that's absolutely fine. But I guess I kind of assumed that people would. It's like, oh, there's a test, and bum 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 bum. So it's really interesting seeing from the survey results, and thank you if you've done the quick survey that I did on Monday. If you haven't, you can go back to yesterday's email or Monday's email and get it, or just message me and say, "Oh, can I have the link again? I lost it. I deleted your email." You can say the cat ate it, or the dog ate it. That's fine. I'm now thinking of what other pets could eat your email. Of course they can't. Anyway, oh no, now my mind's gone off on tangents. Reel it back in, Will. So it's interesting to see that people hadn't taken the test because they relate to what I'm saying. They confirm it for themselves. They know that they have so low self-esteem, which is really interesting actually, because it's like, okay, for me the value of getting it on the test, and the test isn't that reliable. Well, it's relatively reliable, but it's not concrete, because there's many people that would say, psychologists and everything, that would say self-esteem isn't real. A thought isn't real. It's so let me tell you more about that, because there are tests that can measure that, but it doesn't exactly power up with self-esteem, although it alludes to how you might feel, i.e. self-esteem. So the test is, for me, reliable as it indicates reliably enough propensity for a certain feeling, neurotic feeling, or neurotic thoughts, which is the low self-esteem, which is something that isn't real, but what we understand as low self-esteem. So a score of 15, sorry, that's what I'm going like that, 15 or lower will relatively, no, robustly, no, not robust, probably the wrong word, will indicate low self-esteem. Okay, so that's present from 15 or lower. So getting a score on it's a really good starting point for me. But it's really interesting to notice that, because it's like, oh yeah, of course, you're going to say, if you haven't taken the test, you're going to be like, oh, it's like, oh, oh, I don't need to take it. I know, and of course, that's neurotic, isn't it? That's neurotic thinking. That's kind of neurosis going on, and that's for me beautifully ironic. You won't take the test because it's only going to confirm what I know already. I'm so bad. I'm so useless. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy, and I'm not taking the piss out of you. But it's a neurosis of thought, and that's what I'm so interested in, and that's what I suffered from, and that's what I now help people overcome. And it's like, yes, this is exactly it, and that's why it's such an ironic thing that I do. Neurosis, just to give it a bit more structure. I think I did search on this, and neurotic was taken out in about the 1980s as a term for mental illness. It's now put under the subcategory of anxiety. So neurotic thought, it's linked with anxiety. But neuroticism is one of the 5 key personality traits, one of the 5 key personality traits. So, and neuroticism is the dimension for negative emotion. Okay, so that's how it kind of fits in there. And the other of the big 5, so one is neuroticism, the second one is extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, and openness. So those are the big 5 in terms of the personality traits, types. And we've got traits within them. More of that another time. But neuroticism fits in with that, and it's the dimension for negative emotion. And for me, that's where low self-esteem sits within this thing that's not real, but this propensity to think in a certain way about yourself, in a certain negative way about yourself. That's the low self-esteem, and that neurosis of thought, that negativity of thought. So what are you neurotic about? when does it show up for you? Because I think that's an interesting. When does it show up for you? Because I've again, that's come out in the survey really strongly. It's really confirming for what I do and for me and my approach and everything I'm looking at the moment. So um, do anything for everybody else. In fact, you do everything for everybody else. You do. Never cease, never stop, never. You never stop doing things, kind acts for other people. Yet when you're, and this is what the I love about the network marketing industry or business on your own, small businesses. You set up, you do something, and guess who you're doing it for? To help others, yes, but it comes back to you because you're helping yourself. You're putting yourself in business. It's about you. It becomes about you. So whether you start a network marketing business, it's you. Everything comes down to you. The buck stops with you. Everything is a reflection of you, not you as a person, but you as what you're thinking. Everything is a result or a reflection of your thinking, and that's when it gets ugly. That's when you get stuck. That's when something's about you and it reflects your thinking, rather than I was climbing the corporate ladder and I was doing well, getting recognised, and it was a lovely thing, getting recognised for lots of different aspects about myself, and it's like, oh no, modesty. But I was getting further up the corporate ladder, if you like, and I left the BBC as head of action learning, which was a great title. It was a great title. It was an honour to be doing what I was doing, and I'm still very humbled by it. But he says, looking away. But when I set up my own business, it's like, oh yes, I can do this. People saying, well, you're going to smash this. People, wow, you're going to, everything's lined up. You are going to hit it out the park. No, no. Yeah, because it's about me. Yeah, that's crossing into a different thingy. But because it's about you. That's when it crumbles. That's when the foundation goes. That's when neurosis starts. That's when you see it most. So, what are you neurotic about? Where do you stumble? Where do you fall down? And the solution, obviously, is to get a better perspective, and you can do that. You can, and I've learned systems to get a better thought process. I've got structures, and that's where NLP was like, wow, this is fantastic. You can change people's thoughts, behaviors in an instant. Bang, 5-minute fix models for this and that and that. And then I found that it didn't work, and it's just like, holy, what's going on? Why can't these 5-minute models work for quite a lot of people? Why don't they work? I've seen them work. I can do them on others, but when it comes to me, why you can't and that's not about why can't I do it on myself, because that's fine. You just get somebody else to do it on you. Why? What is it about me? And I'm seeing in other people, I can notice the patterns. Why can't they do it? Why can't I do it? What's the missing link? And that's the bit that I became fascinated about. That's the bit that I really honed in on. That's the bit that I've been working on the last 13 bloody years and more. So you can learn that there's nothing wrong with the structure of NLP. You can absolutely use that, for example, and many other structures that you can do to change your thinking, to get a better perspective. But, and that's the thing I found, if you've got this mother of all beliefs, holy moly, guess what? You need to change that core negative belief first, because that's the one that compounds everything else. That's the one that gets in the way of everything else. So that's like building the foundations in the sand. The sound foundations, building a house on the sand with no foundations. So everything else, whatever you do, it just you get the idea. Yeah. And again, humor is a key part of what I do, and there's reasons behind that, which I learned through NLP, and it fitted me and my personality, and again, that's what flows, and that's creates and what spoke to me and creates who and what I am and how my approach works. So my invitation to you is to take the bloody test if you haven't taken the test. But also, since I got this feedback that people don't take the test, I'm interested to hear from you why not. So by all means, don't take the test. It doesn't bother me. I'm guessing that is it because if it didn't have put your email here, you'd go, oh, I'll take the test. I'm curious. Oh no, I knew it. Oh, I don't know why I even bloody took the test. That's why. Yeah, I knew it. Because I don't want that for you. I don't want it to be a tool to compound your neuroticism. because that's my suspicion. So by putting a contact in there, it's like, come back. Hey, I hope you didn't think that there's more to this than the blah 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 blah, and for it to be a journey. Emails can be a bit like a pain in the ass, or you think, oh no, they're going to sell my details. I only sell you details if I think it's worth my while. It's like, this person's going to make me thousands. Get the details here. No, I don't. No, but I don't want it to be a compounding of neuroticism. I don't want it to compound your negative thinking. Oh, I knew I'd rubbish. Oh God, why did I even bother? Now my day's even worse. I don't. What's the point in that? This is just right. Here's the starting point. Okay, this isn't grabbing you into a great marketing scheme, though it will do soon. I will get you. I will make my millions out of you. But it's. I feel like Russell Brand then. I do watch quite a lot. Ooh. So it isn't about that, but is that what you're thinking? Tell me what you think. I'd be really interested in why. And don't do the test if you don't want to do the test. Absolutely fine. No skin off my nose. But let me know. I'll be really interested in what's holding you back, because I make assumptions that could be completely wrong, as I hope I've demonstrated there. So lots of love to you. I'm interested to hear why. If not, take the test. The link's around here. Because for me, it's just a starting point. Get a number on that. It's relatively meaningless. It's not a robust thing. It's something that you can change by, and it's nice for me that it's relatively indicative of your thinking, because it comes from your thinking. It's entirely subjective, and you can actually do it honestly, after some work, and maybe a few months later, a year later, or whatever, and you can see an improvement. It's like, wow, that's crazy. That's really cool. So I think it's robust enough for the intention, for the purpose of it. Okay, many thanks. That's 12 minutes of your time. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. It is, actually, given that all the distractions on our time. So I'll end it there. Many thanks. Any questions, just ask. But I'm really interested to hear why you don't do it if you don't do it. All right, many thanks. Loves you, boyo. Bye bye.